Good morning, Stephanie. Hello, everyone. I'm sorry I'm running a few minutes late today. I feel like I say that every week about something or other. Try to get a couple of these things organized. And thanks to all my friends that worried that I wasn't on today. Thank you for caring. I appreciate it. Hi, Denise. Hi, Donna. Good morning, Julie. Do you guys ever have one of those days where it's just like, you just cannot get motivated? It's like, I feel like last night, guess when I slept the best? I slept the best this morning, right before I was supposed to get up. Why does that happen sometimes? I don't understand. Oh, so good morning. I have a really cool thing to share with you guys today. I want to show you a couple things first. So, I want to show you this card, but you know what? I might not be able to because I'm going to give it to somebody and I'm going to wait because I don't want to ruin it. So I made a super cool card though. I'm going to just show you what I made it with in case you guys might have this stamp set. This is from the catalog last year. It retired, but I still have this. It has some beautiful sentiments in it. So some great clouds. I made a really fun card. I don't want to ruin the surprise. So as soon as I give the card to this person, I will share it with you guys. But I want to show you something else that I created in the meantime because I made this card. I made a video for this, but I didn't post it yet because I was trying to create the second version, which I was having a little bit of a hard time with. So I'll share this with you guys soon, and then I'll just have to work on the other one and post it after the fact. But this is a really cool card. I don't know if you guys do or don't like it. You could layer this in front or behind, so lots of possibilities, but I'll share that with you today. So that's going to go up on the YouTube video links very shortly, which is a really, really fun card to make. And then I want to show you, so I got these 3 stamp sets out, and the reason I got this out is this might not be something that's new to you guys, but I used these only because I had some of these images left over from when we did all the watercoloring that we did. So I'm going to show you a couple of these, but then we can stamp like a couple extra things, or if you guys have something specific you want to see, and I will share it with you. But I came across this technique, and again, like I said, this is not new. I'm sure it's been around for 50 million years. It's just new to me because I've never heard of it before. But I saw 2 ladies share this technique, and I thought it was so cool. So I don't know if you guys can see that in the background or not, but these are just score lines. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 score lines. It is a little hard to see. Let me see if I can. There you go. You can see the score lines in the paper. But it was a really neat way to jazz up your card without doing like hardly anything to it. So you can see there's a lot of score lines in this one, because this I did every 1/4 inch, and then this was a 1/2 inch. And then all I did was I colored in something and just popped it up. This one, there are 2 different ones here. And honestly, I don't know which one I like better. I think I like the wider lines better, but maybe without these little pops of things. But super easy. And then this one, all I did was I changed and put a piece of foil in the background. But I want you to know the other thing is I punched out some circles out of the background as well. So if you have a piece of foil that maybe you have like some stuff cut out of the center, this would be a great way to cover it up. And thanks, Linda. We'll catch you on the replay. And then this is another one. Let me see if you can see those lines there. But it's basically like score line backgrounds. And then what I did was I just fussy cut out this paintbrush thing, and I added this in, and I added that on the inside. So I thought these were like really, really cool cards. Lots of different stuff that you could do with them. You could pop up virtually anything. So we could maybe do one with the heron / egret. We could do one with the scissors. Obviously we could do another box. We could do the post guy. But there's lots of really neat things that you could use in the Crafting Forever stamp set. You could even use the pens if you wanted to. But I think it works best with something that has line art that you can kind of cut and like trim out pretty easily, because then what I did is I just popped those up, as you can see on dimensionals. But I'm not sure if you guys were to pick one, which one do you like better? I do like the foil because I think it gives something to it, but I also like just the white with the package without these little doodads. So if you were to choose one, isn't that a cool idea, Joyce? I know I've never thought of using score lines on a background. I mean, that is so simple. This is like, you cannot get any easier than this. You put some score lines, you add a sentiment, and then you put like something cute on the front. I thought this was like the coolest idea. So, oh, happy birthday, Karen. Today's your birthday. I like the foiled one too, but I'm not sure. Do you guys like these things, or do you like it more with the white space? Because I kind of like the white space, but I don't know. So, well, happy birthday, Karen. I didn't know it was your birthday today. Happy birthday to you. I would sing, but I don't want to break your ears for the rest of the day. So you guys do like the foil with the doodads. I wasn't sure if it was like too much. And you, so the one on the right has the 1/2 inch score. So this is more spread out. And then this one has the 1/4 inch scores. There, you can see it pretty well there. So I'm going to have to really be careful when I photograph these so I can get it. And then this one, I just did them vertically. I'm sorry, horizontally. Apparently my brain is still asleep. So, okay, so we're going to make a couple of these today. And did it the November 17th? Yep, I believe it, Denise. I probably never opened that paper pumpkin because I have about 25 of them sitting here. So how about that? I'm going to give away a paper pumpkin, speaking of, because I have an oodle of paper pumpkin. So I will give away a paper pumpkin today. So anyone who leaves a comment, you don't have to leave any specific comment, just make sure you leave a comment, and at the end I will draw a person. I am still waiting for Pauline Turner. In case you are friends with her, you could tag her. She won the watercolor pencils from the drawing that I had before I went on vacation. So if you're friends with Pauline, send her a message or something so she knows she has another week to claim them. I do have a form on Rachthestamper website that she can fill out. Okay, so what we're going to do today, and I also thought we could do this one other way, because you can do this with your trimmer, which is really easy, but I'm also going to try doing one with diagonal lines with the trimmer, because the two ladies that I saw that did that, and I will link to them on the blog, they were actually two Canadian demonstrators, and they weren't demonstrators, I shouldn't even say that. They were two Canadian card makers, because they are not Stampin' Up demos. They were just like giving their they each gave 5 ideas that are easy to do that you often don't think about. And this is the first time I saw the score lines, and I thought, man, how like dense in the forest have I been that I haven't ever seen this technique before. So let's get started. What we're going to do is I'm going to grab 2 bases. So I did use a little bit thicker of a cardstock. So this is Thick Whisper White that I chose for this just because I thought it would be a little bit better. You probably could also do a colored cardstock, but I'm going to stick with white just because I think it really lends to the basically like the white space, but I do like the foil. So I think we will back it. However, this one I think is really neat just because I guess the horizontal lines are cooler. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my Stampin' trimmer, and I'm just going to show you what I did. So we will do 2, and then I'll do 1 as a diagonal. So you want to make sure, the nice part about this is if you do still have your Stampin' trimmer, and even if your cutting blade doesn't work, the cool part is you can use your scoring blade, because I don't think I have an extra one of these, but I don't think I've ever actually replaced the scoring blade. So this is just a piece that should be 4 by 5 and 1/4. And what I did was I started at the 2.5. So I put the edge of my cardstock to 2.5, and I just scored. And then we'll do this one 1/2 inch, and then the next one we'll do 1/4 inches. Then I did 2, 1.5, and then 1, and of course I did this one the wrong direction. So I am going to check this. Let's see, 2.5, is there something? That's a 2.5. 2 is there. 1.5. I want to do 1, I think, on this side, yeah. So we'll do 1. So this has, oh, that line's not very dark. Let me do this one. Not very dark, I should say. It's not very scored. There we go. So this one will have 5 lines in it. I think, there you go. You can see that there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's pretty simple. So this one we could use, again, you could have done these wider or thinner. So we'll use this one for our crossways card. Now I did trim this down a little bit. So this one was actually 3 3/4 by 5. So I'm just going to take a little piece off of each side to make this one 3 3/4. And then The 5-inch part doesn't really matter. I just wanted to make sure it was equally spaced on this side. So we still have those lines. That way I'm going to actually layer this on top of something. So there's one. Again, super easy. So this time I'm going to move my cutting blade back down, and I'm going to go ahead and trim this up real quick while I'm thinking of it. So I'll take this one to 5 by 3 3/4. So again, this part is very simple. So I'll do the same thing again. So we will do this vertically. So I'm going to do this one at 1/4 inches. So I'm going to start with 2 1/2, 2 1/4, 2, 1 3/4, 1 1/2, 1 1/4. And the other thing is you could just do this like just at the top, just at the bottom. You could have it going on the whole thing. So this one was in the middle. You can see right there is in the middle. This one kind of went the middle of the card as well. But you could do one if you wanted to have it just at the bottom, and then we could put something either at the top or the bottom. So we could do that as well. But I'm going to continue with this. So I'm going to flip around. So 2 1/2 already has a line. So I'm going to go again to 2 1/4. 2, 1 3/4. I feel like I stopped at 1 1/2. Let's see. What is that? Nope, I stopped at 1 1/4. Let me do one more. So 1 1/4. And I usually will just flip this. That way both sides are even. So then we just have some in the center there. So you can see all those lines. So one other thing that they did, so I'm just going to go ahead and make this background, and then we will do this again. Another one they did was diagonal. And I know that a lot of people used to have the simply scored with the diagonal plate. And I know a lot of people wish that they brought that plate back, but apparently they still haven't heard us. So I'm going to go suggest it again when I finish this video. But you can just basically move this over. So what you would do is you're just going to pick a spot. So if you marked it, this, so your corner here is at 3 inches. So if you can see here, I have like corner to corner. So I would line this up. And then corner to corner, 3 inches here. So you follow the line down, and then you can move over to 2 1/2. So I haven't done this one before. So let me see what this looks like. So I'll move this to 3. Let's see. Am I thinking right here? Hold on, because this is here. 3. Yeah, that's not going to line up. So here's what I'm going to do instead. I'm going to keep it so it as, I'm going to start with this. It's a little bit off, and I'm going to move over here. I'm going to pick a square, and I'm going to score it. So that's 3 inches, and then I'll move into 2 1/2. Oops, let me move this down a little bit. And then I'll move into 2. Trying to keep this like somewhat square. So what I'm doing is I'm going to a point here, and I'm finding where 2 of the corners intersect. That way I can try to make them so they're evenly spaced, and they do look pretty even, so that's good. So I'm going to do it same thing again. I'm going to do 3. Hopefully this will line up correctly. So I'm going to go 3 inches, and I'm just going down to a corner here and putting it in the corner. Let's see. Can't exactly tell if this might not be as good. I might have to practice this one more. I don't know how unique of a science this is. So I got a little bit of a in-between line there, but that's okay. I still think it'll look pretty cool. There's 2 1/2. And then we'll do one at 2. So if you had, that still looks pretty cool though, even though like the spacing isn't exact. I'm trying to put this so you can see it there. There you go. This is a little, there you go. That's perfect. It is a little difficult to see only because of the score lines, but I'm going to try one more on this one. I think that one was 2 1/2 is what I did. Let's see where I am. 2 1/2. Yeah, I'm going to do one more at 2, just for the heck of it. Yeah, so then you have a little bit more of an evenly spaced, but you have these lines, so then we can decorate on that. So all I'm going to do is grab, I know, I feel like this is like the funniest idea. The old handheld, oh, I used to have one of those, Tina, the little thing that you cranked it through. And it's funny because I needed to have that. That was like one of my very first purchases when I started making cards. And the funny part is, I think I used it like 3 times and I finally got rid of it. And then guess what? Everybody's making everything corrugated and crimping things again. And I thought, boy, I sure missed that boat. So what I'm going to do is, let me see what my stamp sets are, because I feel like one is, we are cut out to be friends. So I'm going to use the scissors for one. And I know this is a little bit of fussy cutting, but that's okay. Whoever gets this card will be worth it. So we're going to do one of these only because I have it. We'll do one with the scissors. I'm going to do one with the bird as well because I think it will look really neat. And what we can even possibly do is just add a little bit of something to the card if we really wanted to. So I'm going to see about that. And then for the third one, I'm going to leave it up. So I'm going to start snipping this, just fussy cutting this a little bit. Can you guys tell me, is there something you think? So we could do the packages and we could turn them into birthday presents. So I did do the paint brushes. This one I even added a little bit extra with the dots. I used some of a white gel pen to do the dots for that one. But if you have something else that you think you would like to have, let me know and I will stamp it. We'll color it in and we'll add that. But I thought this was such a neat idea. So I'm going to try using this since it's a new to me technique. Now, one thing I will say is I'm probably not going to cut out the center of these scissors, and you probably could if you wanted to, or maybe you could even use like a punch to punch it out, but I'm going to leave them as they are. Because we're going to put it on a white background, it shouldn't be quite as noticeable that the holes are there. You could also, if you wanted to, color them in with just like a little bit of either a gray or a really light blue to kind of fill in the background color. But these aren't too hard to cut out. And then also, if you have a Brother Scan and Cut, you probably could use that to cut these out. I don't have that. I have a Rachel Snip and Cut because I like to snip. I don't know if I would snip like 50 of these, but I do think they're really neat. Another cool thing that you could do for these is I just colored these with the gray Stampin' Blends, probably the Smoky Slate. And I'm going to take my basic gray marker and I'm just going to trace around the edge of this just to give that definition. But what you could do is you could use your Versamark pen if you have it, or you could use a blender pen and some Versamark, and you could color in the scissors, and you could add some silver embossing powder to them, and that way your scissors would be shiny. That would be a cool idea, right? So there, I just outlined that. So it just gives a little more definition when you outline whatever you cut out. So this is going to be one. And then, all right, so swirls and circles on a gift. That's a cute idea too. You want a Rachel Snip and Cut? You know what, Kathy? If you lived closer, I would be your Rachel Snip and Cut. That's one of my favorite things to do. I think it has always been cutting things out. I even remember that as a little girl, just remembering like cutting things out was always like, I don't know. I guess when you get to the point where you're like old enough that you're allowed to use scissors, it's like such a novelty. And that was always one of my favorite things to do, was to trim things out. So hopefully, you know, I'll be able to trim things out for a good long time and I won't develop arthritis in my right hand from snipping so much stuff. So I'm going to just go just gently. I'm not going to be too crazy tight around the edges of this bird's foot. You could if you wanted to, but we're going to be realistic because I know not everybody can do that. So I'm going to just leave a little bit of a border, and then I'm just going to go back in again with my basic gray marker and I will line the edge of it a little bit. Today, actually tomorrow, is the last day, just in case, for bonus days coupons. So if you do shop with me, for every $50 you spend, you will earn a bonus day coupon. Trim this off so I can get in there easier. You will earn a bonus day coupon to use in August for $5 off your purchase. So you could put that towards something that you've been maybe wanting to get. Oh, this neck is a little tight here. You could use it to technically offset your shipping if you wanted to. We also have that amazing special to sign up if you think that you have a humongous wish list and you possibly could not get it all. Right now you can join my team, the Rainbow Stampers, And you can purchase for $99, you can pick out $155 worth of product, which quite honestly, if you are considering doing that, if you wait until August 1st, you can even pick stuff out of the new holiday catalog, which would be super cool. I have my list. I made it last night, and I actually made sure that I took my time and wrote it out correctly so I wouldn't order multiples of the same things like I've done in the past. I even put it on an Excel spreadsheet. I'm trying to be organized, so we'll see. We'll see if this works better for me. And I'm going to just trim just a little bit of this out. So I'm going to follow the feet up just a smidge. But that's special with joining as a demo. You also get a $10 coupon the month after you join. And you can use that the following month. So they will send you a coupon. I'm just kind of trimming these feet out just a little bit. Like I said, I'm not going to get in between the toes. I guess they're toes on birds, right? Bird toes. I'm not going to get in between them, but I'm going to try to get as close as I can without amputating a leg, let's say. Let's see how well I do. Hopefully. That's good enough. There you go. So there's our little bird. If you wanted to, you could go back in and like, you could certainly, I'm going to just nip out this part just a little bit. Just a smidge, just in between that one toe. I'm not going to get crazy past there. Grab my tweezers. Come on. Okay, there's one. And I also want to tell you one other thing, that Stampin' Up! Has made some adjustments in their ordering. So hopefully they have way over ordered a lot of stuff for the holiday catalog. So we shouldn't be, fingers crossed, and we're going to say a little prayer to all those who are listening. We shouldn't be running out of some of the super popular things this year. So they really over ordered. So I'm hoping that that is going to be positive for us as demonstrators, being able to share cool projects with you, and for you all being able to order stuff and it not being on back order or sold out. So that is some new news as well. Okay, so there's the bird. So I'm going to just leave well enough alone. And what did we decide? So let me scroll back through. They need to bring back the double dip cryolin. Ooh, that sounds good. I didn't know. I must have missed that one. You're traumatizing kindergartners. Your last table to go up to ours. Left-handed scissors. That is hilarious. You only had the left-handed scissors. Did they even make left-handed scissors back then, Karen? That's a joke. I'm just kidding. All right, let's see. They do have cherry cobbler blends. Yes, I have cherry cobbler. This is it right here. Cherry cobbler. This is one of the first ones. Should still be in there. New blenders. No, I don't know if I'm supposed to say that or not, but no, but there's some stuff that you guys are going to fall off your chair when they see what came back, because it's one thing that I've been saying over and over and over again, and I'm going to just say real quick, it's something similar to that. So if you saw that, you know what it is. So I'm super, super, super excited. All right, let's see what else here. I know, I'm kind of sad about the blends, but they put a lot of blends in the annual catalog. So, let's see, swirls and circles on a gift card. You still have your crimper, but you forget to use it. You're late again. Don't worry, Adrian. We're all late at one time or not. I was late coming on, so you're not really that late. Okay, so I see you bought 3 crimpers in 2002. You should give those out as prizes to people that comment back to you, Kathy. Anybody that's in the same, and it was, Suzanne, it was so hard to get it straight. You're absolutely right. My papers always came out crooked. Never failed. Absolutely never failed. Oh, so these Tombow glue holders. Thanks for asking, Debbie. These are actually from my friend Lisa, and I don't have her card here. I think I finally moved it out of the way. But you can find them on Facebook and Etsy at Crafters Solutions, and it holds the glue down. It's so simple to use. You don't have to bang, bang, bang like somebody else on your desk to get the glue to come out. You all, Those who know, know. They also make this really cool tool. This is called the MVP, and you can put all of your little tools in here that you use. And then I also have, and I brought up my new zip ties, but I brought ones that were too short. So they also have the boss. This holds your embossing tool. So it's really amazing. So check them out. Crafter Solutions. Yes, they're in Parma, Ohio. You're glad you know new blends. You can use the... That's hilarious. You're funny. Donna, you are just hilarious. My heart goes out to the person in both-handed scissors. No, exactly, right? There they go. Okay, so it sounds like the only suggestion I got was a present. So what I'm going to do is... I have one more set of boxes here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to kind of just half cut these out. And we're going to color these in. And then we're going to put our cards together. But we are going to add some sentiments. So this one was a color combination of Gorgeous Grape, Bermuda Bay, and Seaside Spray. So how about if we do one that's really bright colors instead, just to switch it up a little bit. So let us go to, I'm going to grab this real quick. This one was stamped 3 weeks ago, so it's definitely dry. Just kidding, I'm just being funny. I've apparently had too much coffee. So I'm going to use Call Me Clover and Poppy Parade. That's pretty bright. And then I want like a, ooh, let's use Mango Melody. Is that what I grabbed? Mango Melody. We'll use these 3 colors because I think these will be super fun. And then we'll add some like swirls. We'll do some swirls and some dots. So what I generally do when I color with these is I start with the light. And I usually use the fat tip of the light, and I have one tip to share with you. I just remembered it. And I use the skinny tip of the dark. So I'm going to do the top box and that. And one other thing I want to tell you as a PSA. Okay? Did get Rach in jail for mentioning. You're hilarious. There's no jail here. I'm a jailless person, so don't worry. If you see something you like on my table, you ask. And if you see and you talk about it, it's okay. We're fine. I want to tell you one thing. Make sure when you get your Stampin' Blends that you use them. Just once, even if you just check them. Because I was using mine the other week. And I'm going to show you. This is Highland Heather, so this is new. And my fine tip point works well, but my brush tip doesn't. So I need to call demo support. They will send you a new one. They will send me a new one. So make sure you check them. Because I'm glad I didn't have this for a class. Because I would have had no pen that worked. So make sure you check your blends and just make sure, even if you just like do a little scribble and make sure both ends work. That's about all I wanted to say. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the light mango and kind of just start out pretty much like the most of the center. And then I'm going to use the dark, and I use the pen tip for the dark, and I kind of hit the corner. And anything else I think might need a little bit of dark. And then I'll just go back in with the light again and reblend it. There we go. And then I always add a little bit more dark at the end. Just for, I don't know, I think it's just probably neuroses that makes me do it. So then I'm going to go with, I want to see which one looks darker. That or... I feel like the green's going to be darker. All right, so second color I'm going to use is Poppy Parade. So again, I have the brush tip of the light, and I have the more of the pen tip of the dark. So I'm going to go ahead in and do the same thing again. So just kind of adding a little bit of color all over. Then I'm going to take the point tip and hit the corner again, because this is just where I decided my shading is. You can change it if you want. Put a little bit of dark over here. Little bit on the top, and then I'm going to go back in, and I'm just going to respread that dark with the light. Make sure I have all of my spots filled in, and I'm going to add a little bit more dark to the corner again. I just think it kind of brings out the dark part when you do that. That's the only reason I go back and do it again. So these are definitely going to be much brighter than the Bermuda Bay version. So same thing again, Call Me Clover. So I have the brush tip of the light. Now I'm not going to do the label, and I'm going to show you why. I'm going to do that a little bit different. I'm going to do it the way I've done in the past. So I kind of just did this one a little bit more loosely since there's these labels in the center. And I was a little bit more careful when I add the bottom. Again, we are going to cut this out, so it's not going to make that big of a difference. But I'm going to put it here, and then I did just a little bit on this side. Kind of like I did on the top of that other one. And a little bit on the top because there's kind of a shadow up there. Then I'm going to go back in only because this one's a little bit more narrow with the brush tip end of the light. I'm just blending out the, the dark. And then just filling in the rest of the white space. Okay. Bring just a little bit more. And then I'm going to go back in with this, with the brush tip. I'm going to try to be gentle so I don't get it everywhere. But it really, if you do it this way, and again, I think this is just easier for me because of the light and the dark and not being a super great blender. I really think it gives a 3D effect to it. So then I'm going to grab one other color, and this is the one that I typically use. I'm going to use Pool Party, and I'm just going to go with dark because these colors are darker. And I usually kind of just outline the labels because I think it makes it pop a little bit more as a white label to have that Pool Party on there. And then if you wanted to, you could even go in with your light and kind of just spread it around just a little bit. So there's that. So that package is finished. I didn't really do the bow too much at the top. I kind of did that afterwards. So I'm going to just snip this one out real quick. This one was pretty easy to cut out because it was very angled. So we're going to get this one. And then I will go back. I'm just kind of also cutting this out to give it a minute to dry. And then I'm going to add in some swirls. Do some swirls with black, and then I'll do some white gel pen dots. Okay. I know that also, just as a side note, feel like I have ADD over here. Lisa and John. So Lisa and John, they make the Tombow liquid glue holder, which is called the Tipsy, and they make all those things in their home. And I know that they're coming out with a new product soon. I don't know what it is. I think they usually premiere things on Wednesday, so I'm hoping Lisa shares that soon because I'm about dying of anticipation, which I know sounds a little insane, but so there's that. And before I'm finished, let me just do this real quick. Also, just in case you don't have a place currently until they come up with a solution, what I did was I put my bone folder in here with my two little things. So I thought that was funny. Okay, so I'm going to take, again, my basic gray marker, and I'm just going to outline this. It's funny, I told Lisa too, it's like the product that you didn't know you need until you have one, especially the Tipsy, because that thing, saving you slapping glue is just amazing. And thank you again to Donna. Donna sent that to me. I didn't even know what it was, and she sent it to me, and I thought, oh, this is cool. And I was like, I'll try it and see what it is. And I don't think I've stopped using it since. I'm going to just fill in the bow just with a little pink, just to kind of give a little bit of color up there. I just picked, this is Flirty Flamingo, but you could use any color really. So I have that. Let me scoot these out of the way. That way I remember which ones I use later when I fill this out. So I have a Uniball gel pen. Stampin' Up used to carry these. They don't any longer. You can get them on Amazon though, or maybe you still have one that works. So I'm going to just do some, and then I'm going to do one other one. Where is this one? I have this black Pilot. This is an envelope addressing pen. This is non-removable ink, so just make sure wherever you put it is really where you actually want it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some dots on the bigger present here. And I tend to have learned from the experts that you want to do these dots in groups of 3 because it makes them look better for some reason. Things are more appealing in groups of 3. So I try to make them in a triangle shape, as if you can see what I am going for here. I don't know how triangle-y I got them, but it might be a little bit too spaced out, or I might have too many dots, but no worries. And then I'm going to use the envelope addressing pen, and I'm going to just put like a couple little swirly twirlies up here. Let's see what I can get. They're like some 9s and some E's. All right, so I'm going to give this a second for these to dry. And then, of course, on top of it, I'm going to add some Wink of Stella because, you know, I can't leave well enough alone, right? Okay, so we have 3 things here. And then only thing I have to do is just decide what colors we're going to put this on. And then we can add some foil to the back of it just to make it look super fun. Ooh, this Thursday. Thanks, Lisa. It does hold a bone folder. Oh, that's the only hint you're giving. That's awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much. So Lisa, I gave out your information. So if you're welcome to, if you want to put your link on here so people can find you easier. If you want to put your Crafter Solution page, if you can copy and paste that, you're welcome to do that. So I'm going to grab, I think I'm going to do, for this one, I'm going to do a light. So we're going to do, I'm going to do Coastal Cabana because it's still, whoops, that's going to need a bag. I'm going to do Coastal Cabana because it's still one of my very all-time favorite colors. So I do have a piece cut. So we'll do Coastal Cabana for the bird. And then we will do, why not, let's do some purple. I have a nice piece, even though this is a little bit darker, but it's a good contrast, a nice piece of Gorgeous Grape. We'll use this for our scissors. And then this one, we're going to have to use something bright because that is super, super duper bright. So I'm going to, just for the heck of it, because I don't think I've used this enough, I'm going to put this onto a piece of Call Me Clover. Okay, so I know these are all vertical cards the way I have the bases cut, but we can always turn them to the side if we need to. So it could be a side opening card. So we're going to do that for this one. And we're just going to see which one. Actually, I think I'm going to use the we're cut out to be friends with the diagonal lines. So I'm going to do that one for here. And we'll move the boxes over here and the bird over there. So I'm just going to grab, I want to just grab the Heron stamp set just real quick so I have that in case we use it. Where is it? That's the Lily Pad Lake. And this one has some really nice sentiments in it. So we'll do this one. Because you always need a card where you have either you're thinking of someone or sort of like a sympathy card. So we're going to do that one for Lily Pad. And then we will do, We're Cut Out to Be Friends is going to be that one. And then for the UPS one, the UPSG, see, I'm already naming it UPS and it's not even. For the package one, we could do Delivering Lots of Positive Thoughts or Sending You Birthday Wishes. What do you guys think? Give me a selection for that one, and we'll do that one. Okay. Oh, it holds tear tape too. Oh my gosh. Look at you. This is going to be fancy. Now I'm going to have a new desk just to hold all my Crafter Solution stuff. Just kidding. Okay. Anybody have a suggestion for the birthday? I'm going to go ahead and start doing this in the meantime. I'm going to grab a couple pieces of foil. So I have you can even back this with DSP too. That would be kind of cool. You could use DSP. You could use glimmer paper would be really neat as well. Maybe we'll use glimmer paper for this one. And also, just in case you guys don't know, I have another thing that I have. So I have my foil paper cut down to 6x6 because I got this really cool holder. I'm like having a brain lapse. I got this really cool holder from Stampin' Storage, and it holds 6x6. So I actually cut my foil down, and I found that I use it a lot more now. So that's just a helpful hint in case you don't. So this one's going to be a little too small. So I'm going to cut. So I'm going to do silver for this one. I have champagne. I'll do champagne, I think will be cool on the back of the bird. So I'm going to trim that one down. Leave that there because that's an extra piece. And then I'm just going to grab a piece of glimmer paper for this. Let's see, what do I have? I feel like this one is probably, oh, this is way old. Look at that. That doesn't even match. I think that was from like the first time that we got glimmer packs, which is quite some time ago, if I remember correctly. All right, so the Myths and Magic, I'm going to use that, and I'm going to tell you why. Because technically, this is like that sparkle glimmer paper, so we'll just use this. Okay. And I see people are like hilariously laughing. I don't know. I must have missed something. Positive thoughts. Okay, positive thoughts, birthday wishes. Positive thoughts, birthday wishes. Oh my gosh, it's the tie. Birthday, birthday. All right, birthday. I saw birthday. I see birthday. All right, birthday, birthday, birthday. Birthday. Okay. Oh, you got to go craft with friends. Have fun, Gail. We will miss you. So I'm going to go ahead and just cut my glimmer paper. And what I'm going to do is, since this is 3 3/4 by 5, I'm going to cut this to 4 by 5 1/4. I want to just show you something. When you cut your glimmer paper, it's easier if you flip it over. So I'm cutting this at 4. I just have to want to move it out of the way. So cut at 4. Whoops, that was scoring. So if you cut at 4 and you cut it upside down so you don't cut this part, it cuts much easier. And then I'm going to cut that at 5 1/4. Really simple. And then what I'm going to do is, I could either like punch some stuff out of this and put it on the side. I could cut out a, oh my goodness. I could cut out a rectangle, like a stitched shape will be cool. There's lots of stuff you can do with it. You don't have to, just because you're covering this piece up. I mean, you could, oh my gosh, look at that. Ding dong. This one's going to have to be trimmed down. What is this one? 4. Yeah, this one's not correct. That's why. Hold on. I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. This doesn't look right. It was too big. So, let's see. 5. Let me just trim. I'm going to trim a little bit off of each side. I'm trying to make this even. This was a fail on my part of not cutting this correctly ahead of time. All right, so now that should layer much better. There we go. So that's better. So we'll do the cutout to be friends on that one. And then for the last one, I grabbed a piece of champagne foil. So I'm going to cut this one again. This is 4 by 5 1/4. Okay, so there are those. Put all this on the side so I don't mix them all up. Okay, so again, you could like take punches, you could take rectangles and cut this out. So like, even if you just punch, just make sure you stay away from the edge so you don't have like a big gap missing. But you could just punch these out. Put these with, I know this might even be ridiculous because it's a half circle, but you might use it for something. Maybe you could put it underneath of something. But, oh, look, Mickey Mouse. How you like that? Hidden Mickey. And then what you're going to do is you're going to layer this over it. So just make sure that you stay away from your 1/4 inch border. But easy, right? So, and then I'll just put these with the rest of that pile of 6 by 6 stuff that I have. So it'll be nice and simple. You do the same thing for this. You could cut it out in any shape. So I have a lot of this though, so I'm not going to pull that one apart. Okay, so let us start. We will do this one first. Put these guys together. All right, so we said, seemed like I got more birthday wishes. So sending birthday wishes from far away. So we'll do that. And you could certainly do this in black, just to kind of keep with the same theme. But since we have bright colors, I'm actually going to do this in a different color. I'm going to do this, and this is not normally what I would do, but I'm going to do this in Poppy Parade. So I'm going to grab my mat, and I'm going to grab, where's a piece of scrap paper, just because I want to make sure that this, since I went to the trouble of scoring it, that it looks good. So I'm going to grab my Poppy Parade ink. You know, I have a hard time using 6 by 6 paper, if we're being honest. I know a lot, I don't know if a lot of people are like that as well, and I just want to see, where do I want to put this? So I want to put this here. If I put it here, like that, I'll put this sentiment down here at the bottom. Okay. But I have a hard time using the 6 by 6 paper. However, if you cut it up, you're using it as 6 by 6 anyway, right? So I don't really know what my problem is. I think I'm just being a whiner. Personally, just me, not everybody else. So sending birthday wishes your way. Let's hopefully that's okay, relatively straight. So that's good. Let me close this up so I don't have a disaster. And what I'm going to do is, I know there's probably people out there like, you're going to use that whole piece of glimmer? I have so much glimmer paper. I should do a glimmer paper giveaway because that's about how much glimmer paper I have. So I'm going to take my liquid glue because this helps to adhere. If you ever notice that you have a hard time getting your foil, not your foil, well, your foil paper or your glimmer paper, this shiny paper really, sometimes the snail doesn't stick to it. So I tend to use liquid glue with this. Plus, the good thing about liquid glue, in my opinion, is if like you don't like where it is, you see you can move it. So once you put it down with tape, you know, it kind of is where it is. So I think that looks pretty straight. And then I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm just going to put some, try not to get glitter on the end of my thing. Put this on top. And you do want to make sure, I'm trying to avoid that ink part in case it's not dry, but you do want to make sure you give this a nice press down. Okay. I'll fold this. Okay, like that. And then this, I'm going to pop up on dimensionals because I need like a little something exciting on there. So, also, by the way, I'm sure you guys have seen by now, did you see the new black dimensionals? They are in the catalog, which is so exciting. I'm going to put this right over here. And of course, I said I was going to do it, but I forgot. I'm going to add some Wink of Stella to this. So they come in a pack of large and small mixed with the black dimensionals, which is really great. That way you don't have to have both. You already have both. Put this here. And I'm going to be really careful. Where did my scratch paper go? I'm going to try to avoid the white because I don't know if it's going to reactivate the white and smudge the dots. So, and then yellow a little bit. Shouldn't do anything with this black because, like I said, this is permanent black. Another cool tip, just in case, if you decided like this wasn't black enough for you, you could take your Pilot addressing pen before you trim this out, use your ruler, and you could line it up and you could make your lines darker if you really wanted them to stick out. This is a great black, does not come off, so it's great for addressing envelopes. So there's one card. Pretty simple, right? Not too complicated whatsoever. So then I'll put this one up here on the side. So that's the one we made. I like the glimmer paper. I think that looks really fun as well. So then we have our other one with our bird. So again, we decided with Coastal Cabana, which is my, I think, all-time favorite color. And then I have the Champagne Mickey head. Champagne Hidden Mickey. So whoever gets this card is not going to know there's a hidden Mickey underneath. So I'm going to just put some glue on the bottom of this. Also, another side note of probably TMI, but I'll tell you anyway. I decided to do the whole 30 last week. Never done that before. So I am 6 days in. Tomorrow will be a full week. And it's pretty cool. Definitely, I miss cheese a lot because cheese is like one of my favorite foods of all time. Don't really miss alcohol that much, so that's not too hard because I don't really drink all that much. But I will say, I don't think I could ever in all my entire life give up sweets because all I have been doing is just daydreaming and obsessing of eating cake and pie and cookies and everything else because, good Lord, I love sweets. Any sweets. Doesn't really matter what it is. I'm going to add this and I'm going to stick with, I'm going to do a gray with this because I want to keep it like a classy looking, not obnoxious. So that's why I'm going to not do black. I'm going to do gray. So this is one of the old stamp sets, the cling mount, which didn't really cling. So I am just making sure that works and is adhered nicely before I try to stamp. So I'm going to give this a test run with my basic gray. You know, I think the other thing is, and I've discussed this often, that looks really nice, is that I think I'm a lot younger than I am, and I think I'm young and I'm not, and I think I'm like, you know, younger. That's basically all I'm going to leave that at. And I just need to come to the realization that I am 43 and a half years old. And things just don't stay where they are anymore because this could be a little bit straighter. I'm a little upset with that, but that's okay. I just need to come to the realization that, you know, things change. There's gravity, and I like food. That's really all that it boils down to. So I'm going to put this up with dimensionals as well. Might not work out as well with the feet. So I'm going to put like some teeny strips there, but it'll be good enough. And so when I'm finished this, and I am going to finish it, I will say that, I'm definitely going to finish it. However, I think this will be the last time I would ever do it. My friend has done it, and she thinks it is like the best thing ever. She's on her, she's on like her whole 90 at this point. Which, good for her. I am very proud of her for sticking in there. But I just don't think I love vegetables, but I don't think I enjoy meat enough to be on this constantly. One thing I do love is bacon, that's for sure. I have been eating a lot of bacon. So what I did was I just trimmed like this little piece down here on the end of my dimensional strip. These are the mini ones, and I'm kind of just putting a little bit of this on for the legs, just to kind of give it like a little bit of something. And I'm going to put just a little bit of what's left up here at the head, just so it kind of, you know, just so it sticks up enough. So I think when I'm finished, I'm probably going to have like a turkey sandwich on a really good roll, because I do miss bread. And I'm probably going to go to Woodley Bakery, which is a local bakery here. And I'm going to get myself, not necessarily a donut, but maybe some sort of a pie. I love lemon meringue, cherry, blueberry, peach, pretty much any apple, French apple. That's one of my favorites. All right, there we go. I think that's good. Okay, so pretty much I have everything hidden. So what I usually do is I try to flip whatever it is I popped up over to see if anything's sticking out. And if it is, I just kind of give it a little nip with my scissor, which I know you probably shouldn't be doing with your scissors, but maybe I need a special pair of scissors just for that. Okay, so now I'm going to put my bird right here. You could always, if you wanted to, just because this is a really nice one too, you could even add like a little bit of like the flourish or something in the background if you wanted to, but I think I want to kind of keep this one just very simple. So then all I'm going to do is just adhere this here. So I'm going to, once again, with getting things to stick to foil, the Tombow really helps. The liquid glue is amazing with that. So if you ever can't get something to stick to foil, which I learned that very early on, that the snail does not really like to adhere to the foil, try the liquid glue. Tear tape may work as well. I haven't tried that as much, so I couldn't attest to that one 100%. But beautiful card. Honestly, simple, because you could cut out those pieces that I popped out before. You could cut those out ahead of time. If you have pieces that you know you're going to use as a scrap. So really easy, really simple card. Okay, we have one card left to create, and that one's going to be the cutout to be friends. And I figured we would do this one the diagonal. It'll be more fun. Another thing you could do if you wanted to, and I'm going to do this just for the heck of it, just to jazz it up, make it a little bit more fun, is I'm going to take the scissors and, oops, that's a little too small. I'm going to grab the Gorgeous Grape. Dang, gravity, you got that right. And I'm going to just stamp these on the outside. A couple times I'm doing it without re-inking. There you go, that's good. Let me put that over here, close this up. I may end up sticking with the Gorgeous Grape for the sentiment too, but I'm not 100% yet, so. All right, so then we have our piece here. Again, I could cut this out, but I don't want to make you guys wait too long. I just want to make sure that was cut down correctly. Okay, flip this over. Other thing you could do for this on the inside, which would be super cute, is, because I know, again, you can't really see that, but you can at least see there's like a little something there, is you could even put that on the inside panel. You could stamp the scissors in Gorgeous Grape, which would be cute. So we're going to put this here. And, oh, you know what we should do? Oh, totally had a brainstorm. Let me just do this for the last thing. This is for and for the grand finale, I'm going to take, I have a, this is just a, oh, this one's pretty dirty. I don't know what I cut with that. Let me grab a different one. But I have these sets of 3 knives that I got. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just cut a little, let's see where it would be funny. I'm going to cut a little slit right here. This is why I love crafting with you all, because I think of these like spur of the moment things. I know I probably shouldn't be cutting into this pad, but that's okay. And we're going to slide this in here and get that to go in there. Again, totally optional, but there you go. Got your little scissors. So I am going to, now the white totally won't show up whatsoever because it's against the white background. So I'm going to just grab a little bit of this and put this on here. Okay, and this one was the one that stuck out. A little bit of that there. All right, let's see if I can get this back in here without making a mess. So I'm going to just press that there, just like that. And we have our little piece sticking through. Oh gosh, sometimes I even impress myself. I probably should have stamped my sentiment now because I guarantee you something is going to be crooked, but that's okay. So we are cut out to be friends is going to be our last edition here. Again, this is one of those cling stamps. Not cling, whatever the ones that didn't stick. That's one of those. And I'm going to stick with Gorgeous Grape because I think it'll be cute. I think I got this as a 3-pack. I feel like I got it on Amazon, Karen. I think I watched, oh my goodness, Jennifer McGuire, or no, it was probably Christina Werner. And get rid of that line on there. Let's see. There we go. I think I saw them do it, and that's where I got it from. Cute. Ooh, there you go. Whoops. Hold on. Making a mess here. Let's see. I can do this without ruining it. All right, so it opens this way. So let me just put some more glue down. Oh my gosh, how cute is that? Adorable. Adorable. Absolutely adorable. I even I like this one better just because it's like, it is really like it is sliding through. Okay, let me move these little things out of the way so I can bring these back in so you guys can see. So this is what we began with, these 3. And these are what we created today. Put this one in the middle. So swap this around so it looks a little more aesthetically pleasing. Woo, almost knocked over my whole lamp. There you go. Ding dong, bell's done. Time to go. How cool! These are so fun to make. So fun. So, I mean, really, it took me a lot of time to assemble it. I don't even know what time is it. What time are we on here? We are on 10:30. So it has been an hour, which I kind of was afraid that I was going to be like super fast. But I did do some fussy cutting while we were doing it. But you could make a whole lot of these cards like really, really quickly. And simple. All you're doing is scoring a whole bunch of paper. So really, really, really fun. The one thing I will say is the vertical was a little difficult. So you're probably going to make sure you want to test that out on some scrap cardstock. Like some of the stuff that you either had that you don't like the color or you bought at Joann's or something. That way you can make sure that it looks good or you have your technique down before you do it. Because this was a little bit more difficult. But I will, once I get these, the video uploaded, which has been taking me a little bit longer on FaceTime or FaceTime, geez, I wish, Facebook. But once I get it loaded, I will link back to the ladies that shared these because they had some excellent ideas for the diagonal thing. So maybe they would be a little bit, probably because they've done it more than I have, maybe have a few more tips on exactly what to do to get it to look really cool. So easy cards though, scoring very simply. So lots of fun stuff. Again, remember, make sure you check your Stampin' Blends. Make sure both ends work. I need to keep this out so I remember to call when I finish this video. But if you have a problem with one of your blends, contact your demonstrator and they will contact Stampin' Up for you. Or if you are a demonstrator, just contact Stampin' Up. They're pretty awesome at replacing things that don't work for whatever reason may be. So thank you all so much for joining. I hope you have found some inspiration with this ultra simple technique of just adding score lines. Again, just in case you can't see that, look how cool that is. Adding score lines to your cards. You can see that one there. A little bit of pop with some glimmer paper or some foil. You can see that cutting right into that. I do like the one that also just has no border as well. I think that's really, really cute also. So thank you guys so much for joining me today. You can get all of these products and more in my online store 24/7, rachthestamper.stampinup.net. You will find this project later on my blog, which is rachthestamper.com. Also, one final call, just in case you don't have a demonstrator, I am putting in the final order for the holiday catalog. If you don't have a demonstrator, if you send me your email address, send me your full mailing address to my email address, which is rachthestamper@gmail.com. I'd be happy to send you a holiday catalog. Again, if you have a demonstrator, they will provide one for you. If you don't have a demonstrator, I'd love to be yours. So just let me know. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next week.